Hi everyone, welcome to Grow. My name is Patricia Hanbidge, known to my oldest, dearest friends as Patty Plant, and I am your horticulturist, and thank you for joining me. Well, today's topic is going to be the poppy. I thought it would be a fitting topic for November 11th, and I hope that your Remembrance Day is going well, and I hope that you've taken a moment to remember. So let's talk about the poppy. Well, thank you for wearing a poppy for starters. It is an important symbol that reflects remembering those who gave their lives in the wars, many wars, and actually where it all started was back in the early in the 19th century in the Napoleonic Wars. And the fields were barren before the fighting started, and after the fighting ended, the fields were filled up with miles upon miles of blood red poppies. So, of course, during the war, there was a lot of things that happened, and the fields became rich in lime from all the rubble, and the poppies began to grow, and they grew for quite some time. And then as the lime was used up in the soil, they began to grow less. Well, after the First World War, it happened again. So it was in 1915 when John McCrae's poem In Flanders Fields memorialized the poppy forever. Madame Guerin in the 1920s used the sale of poppies to help children in war-torn areas, and today it's the mission of the Legion to serve veterans and their dependents and to promote Remembrance Day, to act in the service of Canada and all its communities. It's a good time to remember the sacrifices made by our war veterans today, yesterday, are not forgotten, and in our trying times now, it's good to stop and just think for a moment. So let's talk about the poppies from a gardener's perspective. So if you look at the poppies, and I printed out some pictures because unfortunately I'm not standing in a field of poppies. So this is the Flanders poppy. It's also known as one of the simplest poppies you can grow. It is remarkable to see these poppies growing in their natural surroundings. I had led a group of people to England on a gardening tour, and I was out for a walk one evening in the heart of England in the Cotswolds, and I had meandered through town and up a hill and past an old ancient well, and I got up to just see the sunset, and everything I could see before me for miles and miles and miles was just poppies. It was just a remarkable sight. So anyway, this poppy is known, you can see the cross in the middle that is significant for a cross to remember. Another poppy that you'll often see in the garden is the Icelandic poppies. Now poppies are actually quite easy to grow. They like well-drained soil, some good fertilization. A lot of them will self-sow, so it's nice to have your poppies in an area that's not mulched. There's another poppy, excuse me, a poppy. There's another corn poppy that I grow, and it is very much like the Flanders poppy, and it is actually quite huge, very, very large blossoms, and the pods are filled with edible seeds. So those are kind of the typical poppies, and excuse me, one of the most cherished poppies to grow is actually not a poppy at all. This is the Himalayan blue poppy. It belongs to Mecopanus genus, and so it's not really a true poppy, but they need to be grown in partial shade in your garden and need to be evenly moist, which many things in the shade need to be. So, I know it's winter now, and I guess we should be thankful for the snow that we got as well, because it forms a beautiful insulative blanket and keeps our perennials and our plants in really good shape. So if you want to grow poppies in your garden in the spring, plant them in full sun, Just sprinkle the seeds lightly over the soil, kind of rake them in, and you'll forever have poppies in that area. I know the corn poppy, which is a giant Flanders poppy, grows in my garden, and you know, even though the blooms don't last long, they are spectacular, and they, you know, are kind of the talk of the neighborhood. So thank you for joining me today. On November 11th, it's nice to remember, and so I thought it might be a, you know, a great idea to talk about the poppy on this very special, significant day. So wherever you are, I'd like to thank you for joining me for Grow. Grow Live is available on Facebook once a week. Kind of the day is varied a little bit. We'll find a normal time or a typical time to play it, but you can catch me anytime on my YouTube channel, Grow. So check it out. If you like what you see, please subscribe. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover, then by all means drop me a line. Let me know how you're doing, because now that it's truly winter, it's nice to you know, do the gardening things indoors as much as we can. So thank you for joining me wherever you are. I hope that you're happy, that you're staying safe, and that you're growing. Take care. See you next time. Bye now.